The best poems commit you to memory and not the other way around. What do I mean by this? The best poems will memorize themselves into your consciousness just simply by repeated readings, uh, attentive readings. I'm talking about the poems that will mean something to you in your life, right? Through imagery, cadence, rhythm, melody, and the power they create, or the mood they create inside of you, they will find a home inside of you. Trust me. And I'll never forget the first time this happened to me. I was in my early 20s working at a beer distribution plant in Virginia. To this day, man, that was the hardest job I've ever had. And I've had a lot of jobs. And anyway, I was out there. There were long shifts. You come in the afternoon, leave at like 4:30 in the morning. And there was this lake out back of this warehouse, a small, pond, like fake me out little lake. And one evening I stepped out back to hit a jack. I don't smoke anymore. I don't recommend it, but at the time I was a smoker. And I'll never forget it. It was late autumn, early winter, and there was this like beautiful low sky that evening, cold and like supernaturally yellow. And I remember how the surface of the water rippled gently. It was quiet. You could hear the noise of the warehouse behind you, but somehow it was still quiet. And that's when the poem came back to me. Not a line, not a fragment, but the whole thing. Almost as if another voice were reciting it inside of me. And it was T.S. Eliot's The Wind Sprang Up at 4 o'clock. Now, the poem itself is only a handful of lines. Eliot had originally written it or meant to include it in The Wasteland when he was drafting that poem. And I think Ezra Pound, I know Ezra Pound edited the poem, but I'm saying he's the one who was like, I think you should cut this out. But Eliot knew he had something there, and he preserved it among his minor poems. And I love him for that. I love him for many reasons. Now, I guess maybe I should recite the poem. The wind sprang up at 4 o'clock. The wind sprang up and broke the bell swinging between life and death. Here, in Death's dream kingdom, the waking echo of confusing strife. Is it a dream or something else when the surface of the blackened river is a face that sweats with tears? I saw across the blackened river the campfire shake with alien spears. Here across death's other river, the Tartar horsemen shake their spears. Now, why this poem inspires terror in me, unlike any other poem I've ever read, I really can't say, but it does. He seems to me to penetrate the veil that shrouds us all at all times and catch sight of something we're not supposed to see. And like across this blackened river, this cosmic predatory presence in the form of these horsemen shaking their spears at us. Like rabid dogs straining against the chain, snapping and lunging and desperate to tear you limb from limb, but unable to. At least not yet. But they're there. And the malice and hatred they bear towards us feels to me ancient, personal, and very real. And yet, for reasons Eliot never really explains, they're restrained, right? They're sort of locked in this, or frozen in this posture on the other side of the bank. By what? I don't know. And that's what's always terrified me. And Eliot never tells you. He simply leaves you on he simply leaves you on the bank of that river, blackened over, aware that something unimaginably old and hostile is watching you from the other side, waiting Anyway, I was smoking that day, and this poem came total recall into my mind. And the next day I quit that bitch. I never went back.